Hello and welcome to week 16 of NFL Gamepicks. We're 2 weeks away from the end of the regular season, and Chris and probably myself can't wait long enough for that. So I'll just dive straight into what happened last week with the Miami Dolphins. Man, oh man, what happened, Tua? Tua, what happened, man? That was
Yikes.
3 interception game. Could have been 4 because there was one that he threw to Jonnu in the red zone and it got deflected, but it was the same safety, Bullock, that came across the field and almost grabbed it. That would have been a tough one. 4 interceptions in a game, that would have been really tough. But needless to say, 3 is not as good either. Aside from that, I think the defense played phenomenal. I will not discredit the defense in this matchup. You hold the Texans to under 200 yards offensively, and they've been a pretty good offensive unit. I know they don't have Stephon Diggs, but aside from that, their offense is pretty much whole. And they held that unit to under 200 yards overall. So all kudos to that defense. The offense, more specifically, Tua let them down. Tyreek at the end of the game, not coming down with that football and letting Derek Stingley come down with it. Big mistake. Dolphins are now 6-8. Still alive somehow, some way, but just yeller them, take them out back. Just finish them off, 49ers, please.
I have to agree with that, man. Yeah, I saw that pick and I was like, "Oh, dude, this guy."
It's over.
But then Kevin Harlan or whoever was commentating it was going crazy.
Yeah.
It's Stingley again.
Yeah.
I'm like, Jesus Christ, bro.
Yeah.
Like
he went in on that
one. My grandma literally said, "I can hear him from here. I heard him the first time." But that was definitely like a sad game to watch, especially with DuBose. He was a former Packer in the preseason. That was a scary sight to see.
Yeah.
I'm glad that he's like, extremities are moving and he's like doing well or whatever, getting back to it. But we still don't really know like what's going on fully. So like, prayers go out to him. Hopefully he's doing good because that was definitely a scary sight. When they kept like going to commercial that many times,
you knew it was
like,
bad at that point.
This is bad, and then they cut the jersey off of him and had to put like just a bunch of, I don't even know.
They strapped him down completely.
His
body was not moving.
Out of there. That was really scary. So prayers go out to him and his family. I hope he does okay. And I saw a lot of the Packers players were like shouting him out before the game, and I feel like it fired that wide receiver room up a lot because everyone balled out for the Packers in the wide receiver position this weekend. Christian Watson, beautiful toe drag catch down the sideline. Romeo Doubs with like one of the most crazy catches I've seen all year. Reed had a great game. Obviously, Wicks too. Run game with Josh Jacobs has been great. We improved. 99% chance to make the playoffs. So we haven't officially locked it up yet, but we're on the way.
There you go.
Yeah, another tough watch for Bears fans. They suck. Whatever.
Okay.
I was out with some of my friends last night, and it wasn't even fun to watch. And, like, people are just like, man, I'm sorry, dude. And, like, and then, like, a lot of my friends, like, are soccer fans, so they don't even really watch football. And they're like, man, I didn't realize the Bears are this bad. And I'm like, dude, like, this sucks. Like, I don't even want to be here anymore. It was tough. Looking forward to next year. Looking forward to hiring an actual coach that knows what he's doing. But, yeah, I don't know. You want to get into the game picks? I don't got much to say here, but
You're good. I'll start us off with the standings first. We still got Steve on top. He's at 165-59 on the year. He had a 13-3 week, but second place got a little bit of movement there with Jillian going 14-2, and she's right now at 159-65. In third place, we have Hecty and Pete, both tied at 156-68. Pete had the better week. He went 13-3. Hector went 12-4. A lot of people had double-digit wins this week, except for Dougie. Dougie and Anthony did not have a great week, especially after Anthony had a perfect 13 week. But Chris, where are you at right now?
I'm at 6. I forgot to pick a game. I went 12-4. Would have been 13-3 based on my pick, so I would have been tied at 5th with Ray and Sean. But whatever, stuff happens. I'm at 6. Looking forward to another good week here. I got to move on up.
Yep. I'm in 8th place. I moved up a bit here. Chris is 147-77 on the season, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
I'm 138-86 after a 12-4 week. I panicked and I switched last minute the Carolina Panthers and the Cowboys game. I had the Cowboys originally, switched to the Carolina Panthers. Big panic move by me. I just thought, something's got to get with this Panthers team. But same old thing. Bryce Young. I was giving him a lot of hype, but I think he's a little too small for the NFL. Honestly, at this point, like it's evident. But Joey, you're out of the basement. What are we at?
Come on, man. 14-2 week turned me around. 15-1 2 weeks prior. 8-5 last week wasn't too great, but just keep stacking these good weeks. Maybe I'll get into this top 10. Get cracking into maybe the top 5 area. We'll see what happens.
Let's see.
So the difference between the top 10 and the top 5 is 14 games. So let's see. Joey has to have a perfect week. Some people have to have awful weeks. Let's see. I mean, there's 2 weeks left in the regular season. It should be interesting to turn around. Well, 3 weeks technically. Forgot to include this week. Speaking of week 16, let's get started with the Thursday night football action. We have an AFC West divisional matchup. And this one couldn't have come at a better time. Both of these teams in the wild card, we have the Denver Broncos and the Los Angeles Chargers. Denver 9-5. Cardiac game against the Colts last week. And then the Chargers, man, oh man, I said it. The Chargers were going to spoil that game against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and they did exactly that. Michael Evans went off. We'll talk about that later when we get to the Bucs. But this Chargers team, same old Chargers, are they going to falter at the end of the season and lose these critical games, especially one like this, that, either team wins here, they pretty much almost solidified their spot in the playoffs. Obviously, you have things that can go awry and change things up, but a win here for either team is significant. And the Broncos got the last one. I don't know if the Chargers can do it at home. Give me the Denver Broncos.
I'm going to go with the Chargers here. I really like what I'm seeing from them recently. Broncos, I just feel like I've never believed in them all season. 9-5, they are probably maybe a playoff team in the AFC, but I could see them kind of fizzling out and somebody else kind of getting in. And I really like the running back room that the Chargers have. And Quentin Johnston got a lot of shit his rookie year, and now he's kind of doing pretty damn good. So kind of cool to see. Herbert's doing good. That offense is doing good. I really like seeing the Chargers do well more than I like seeing the Broncos do well, because I've hated the Broncos my entire life, because they're the reason why we don't have a 5th Super Bowl right now. So give me the Chargers.
This is actually a low-key decent game. 2 good defenses. I've been going back and forth. Honestly, I'm going to stick with what I've been doing all year. I'm going to take the home team. Give me the Chargers. But it's going to be a close game. I think Herbert just has a little more experience than Bo Nix, so I think that gives them a little bit of an edge. So I'm going to take the home team in the Los Angeles Chargers. And with that, I'll take us to the first Saturday game. We got the Houston Texans going to Kansas City to take on the Chiefs. Another good game. Texans stayed alive and got a big win against the Dolphins last week. Chiefs had another big win. I think Chiefs keep stacking wins and go to 14-1. I'm going to take the home team, and, I think they're the better team here.
You still think that way without Patrick Mahomes if he still plays in this game with that injury last week or whatnot?
Oh, true. If he doesn't play, I'll probably flip it. Is he definitely out, you think?
Well, he was a full participant in practice today.
Yeah, okay.
But, I've definitely seen scenarios where people are full participant in practice and the coach just goes, I don't like what I'm seeing this week. But this is a huge game, AFC matchup. These are 2 playoff teams right here. I think Mahomes does suck it up and play this game. It is confirmed that it's a high ankle sprain. I'm not really sure. I'm not a doctor, so I don't know the timetable of how long it takes to come back. But like I said, full participant in practice today. We'll see what happens going forward. If Mahomes is there, obviously give me the Chiefs. I saw somebody saying that they're in the locker room right now sacrificing a lamb to they're doing some sort of black magic or something to hopefully Mahomes is ankle's okay, and sure enough, full participant at practice was a scare for 2 solid days, and now he might play. So if he doesn't, and if it's Carson Wentz out there, give me the Texans. But as for right now, I'm going with the Chiefs.
I'm locking in with the Chiefs no matter what.
Yeah.
The Texans suffered a lot of injuries in that game against the Dolphins. You have Joe Mixon that got a little tweak on his ankle there. You have who else? You have Dalton Schultz messed up his shoulder. I will give the Texans defense credit. Their defense is really good. So if it is Carson Wentz, then the Chiefs may be in a pickle there with facing that pretty tough defense, specifically their pass rush. But I think the Chiefs O-line has been holding up pretty well all year long. So give me the Kansas City Chiefs. It does concern me if Carson Wentz gets to start, but I'm going to still stick with those guns. Last week I kind of faltered on one of my picks, and not going to do it again, regardless of injury or whatnot. But to keep us pushing, we have the second game of the Saturday slate, and we have the Baltimore Ravens hosting the Pittsburgh Steelers. Funny enough, these 4 teams are going to interchange their matchups next week for the Christmas game. So you're going to have the Texans and the Ravens facing off.
I didn't even think about that.
And then you're going to have the Chiefs and the Steelers facing off. I forgot who's hosting that second matchup, but yeah. So that's why these 4 teams are playing on Saturday. Just so they have a little bit, at least more leeway playing on a Wednesday, which is insane. I'll talk about that next week. That's going to be crazy. But for this Pittsburgh-Baltimore game, man, oh man, this could be very much so deciding the division. You have the leading Pittsburgh Steelers at 10-4. And you have the 9-5 Baltimore Ravens. So whoever comes out of this match victorious might as well write them in for AFC North champion. It's on the Baltimore Ravens field. It's on their home turf. They lost in Pittsburgh last time. Lamar has, career-wise, struggled against Pittsburgh, specifically in Pittsburgh. I think things change this week, and I think the Baltimore Ravens get a big-time win and, put the right foot forward in terms of winning the division, but then it'll make things interesting because they'll both be tied up, and then it's whoever comes out and wins those last 2 games.
I'm going to agree. I'm going to take the Ravens as well. 3 bangers to start off the week. I'm gonna stick with my gut and take 3 home teams to lead it off. Lamar's been great this year so far. He might win another MVP, which is kind of crazy because he doesn't really have much to show for it postseason-wise. But like you mentioned, Austin, he struggled against Pittsburgh last time. I think he has a bounce-back week. I think they get Derrick Henry going early, kind of help him out quite a bit because he's been nasty and a beast, still the same guy he was like 6 years ago, which is nuts. So give me the Ravens, and it's going to make this division really fun for the last couple weeks here.
My neighbor John and a lot of my uncles are big Steelers fans. They would always say that they can never beat the Baltimore Ravens in Baltimore, but whenever they're in Pittsburgh, it's always a Steelers ball game. I'm going to rock with their opinion here. Give me the Ravens. I think the Ravens are more battle-tested. They're the better team in the long run, and I feel like they are more deserving of winning this division. No discredit to the Steelers in the season that they've had. Mike Tomlin is probably in the running for Coach of the Year because nobody considered the Steelers to be good at all. Everybody said that Russell Wilson was dog shit after his stint in Denver and that he should be casted out of the league. Yeah. Same thing with Fields, that he was terrible too, which that's a whole different argument that we can have. But in that offense, he's been great. The way that they're using him, I really like it. Bring him in on short plays, have him run it. I mean, it's designed. I forget if they were playing the Cincinnati Bengals and one of their ends just whiffed on it. It was clearly a read option. They did not even read it well, and they just completely whiffed. Fields' QB read option won the game off that. That's amazing. The fact that Tomlin is able to cook that up with these 2 quarterbacks, I dig it. No T.J. Watt probably. No George Pickens again probably. Not liking it. Give me the Ravens here. I'll throw us to the first game of the Sunday window, though. We got Arizona traveling to Carolina. Like you said before, Austin, I don't really believe that much in Bryce Young. I don't know how much I believe in Kyler Murray at this point of the season either. He got banged up a little bit in their last game. I'm not sure if he came back or not. But I just know that this offense completely runs through Trey McBride and James Conner. And if they can do that in this game, I think that they will get a much-needed win in their division moving forward because the Rams and Seahawks both have very tough matchups this week. And if they both lose and the Arizona Cardinals stack a win, they might be right back in the running for winning this division.
Kyler Murray is not listed in the Arizona Cardinals injury report, which is pretty good. Give me the Cardinals regardless. The Panthers let me down last week. And I know, on the video I went with the Cowboys. I don't know. I just had that weird gut feeling there. But yeah, give me the Cardinals. They, I don't know. They just, James Conner, like you said, he's too good to, give up on. Same thing with Trey McBride. So pretty much everything Joey said gets my approval there. So
yeah, I'm going to have to agree with you guys here. Not much else to say. Cardinals are the better team, but Bryce Young has shown us a little bit, some flashes here and there that he might actually be a decent quarterback. I'm not sold. Give me the Cardinals, and I'll keep us pushing to the next game. We got the Browns taking on the Cincinnati Bengals. A nice division matchup. Browns just switched to what's his name? Dorian Thompson.
Oh,
Thompson
they did?
Robinson.
Really?
Yeah, they're benching Jameis.
Yeah, they benched
Good, that
Jameis.
guy's a loser.
Yeah, you're struggling to get to work when that broke, I think.
Yeah,
still.
it probably was.
But I'm gonna make it easy. I'm gonna take Cincy. They're gonna get the win here. It might be too little, too late. They're gonna need some help from the Chargers, Dolphins, and somebody else.
Colts are in front.
Colts as well. So, which very well might happen,
telling
honestly. So they're gonna stack a win and hope for the best. I think they have like a 5% chance to make the playoffs right now, which would be nuts because if all those teams lose and they win, that goes to like a 40% chance probably, I'm assuming. So interesting to think about.
Don't cut the Bengals out, man. I'm getting them. I'm taking them in this game, and I think I believe that they might eventually make the playoffs, man. I think that a lot of things could go in their favor these next couple weeks, and we might be able to fuck around and see Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase in a playoff game spoil some hopefuls. I mean, for a lot of people, they were dead in the water, 6-8, but if some things go their way, that could work out for them in the playoffs. I don't know, a lot of obstacles, but I do think that they get this win within their division here against the Browns, who have been terrible all year. Maybe DTR turns it around. I don't know. I think the Browns fan base was just fine with having a cool guy like Jameis in that quarterback and just kind of admitting that they sucked for the year and just they all know it's a wash and just kind of moving on. But the Bengals are going to make it rain here on offense again. Glad to have Joe Burrow in fantasy.
Yeah, this is going to be a big Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase game. Give me the Cincinnati Bengals. As much as I would hate for them to, keep ascending and, challenge the Dolphins a bit for one of those last playoff spots. Like you said, Joey, their schedule down the stretch, they play the Browns right now, they play the Broncos after this, and then they play the Pittsburgh Steelers. So, they could very much so control their own destiny getting into the playoffs. They're not going to knock the Steelers out of the playoffs, but if you knock out the Denver Broncos there, big time. That just helps you leapfrog them in terms of standings. It's not going to mean that they're going to leapfrog them literally, but it's just going to help your standings and whatnot. But it should be interesting. But yeah, DTR, I think they're just playing him to kind of see what they got in him and see what they're going to do moving forward. They've already known what they have in Jameis. Fun guy, can sling the ball around, but he's not necessarily going to take you to those winning games. Yeah, that's
a lie. Yeah.
But Chris, take us to this next 1:00 game.
Yeah, I wish I was a little more excited, but we got the Detroit Lions going to my Chicago Bears. A nice division matchup. I'll actually be home to watch this one with my dad, which would be cool. I'm going to rock with the Lions here, and I'm gonna choose a move that's common at work called hedging happiness, and I'm gonna root for the Bears, but I'm gonna pick the Lions, and because they're probably gonna win this matchup. They're a powerhouse. They lost a lot of people on defense this last matchup, which is gonna hurt them in the long run. And hopefully they get some of these guys back for the playoffs. So maybe the Bears get a sneaky win against them, but I doubt it.
If that same Bears team that showed up on Thanksgiving shows up to this game, maybe. That was a great game. That was the Eberflus firing complete reason for.
Yeah.
Like that was the last straw game. And they just haven't looked the same since. They were bad at that point too, and then now that's gone from bad to worse in a way.
Yep.
And they just look like they're just running with a chicken with their head cut off out there. I saw a clip from Caleb Williams running around like he was button mashing in Madden. He literally hit like a hurdle, a spin, and like a stiff arm in like one play, and then almost threw a pick. It was very, very tough to see. I'm gonna rock with the Lions here. I feel like this is an easy pick, but the Bears could mess around and do something maybe if that Thanksgiving team comes
Might
back.
be interesting if they do and the Vikings keep winning, honestly.
Yeah, that's what dude. The last week of the year, Vikings Lions. That thing's gonna be for the division, bro.
Yeah, I think that would be the final like Sunday night game. They showed the picture of like Tiger Woods and John Daly, and it was like the 12-2 Lions and Tiger Woods the 12-2 Vikings, and John Daly just ripping a dart. Yeah, that was too good. Give me the Detroit Lions. I think they bounced back from a loss. Very tough matchup against the Bills. You do lose David Montgomery for the year, which
That sucks.
Oh, he has an MCL sprain, so I don't know the timetable, but you can pretty much pencil him in out for the whole year. That's just a tough loss for that team because, you have the Sonic and Knuckles combination, but like he was truly like that knuckles guy. Like you get in that red zone, you get within those 5 yards into the end zone, like you're punching it in with freaking Demo, So
shit's way more impactful than the speed.
Yeah, you saw it.
Way more
100%.
impactful than the speed. Oh yeah.
You saw
Yeah.
it firsthand.
Goal line touches. I mean, that's
Only lost by 3.
that's huge. That I mean, they had to put in their offensive linemen to freaking catch the balls.
Yeah, that too. Yeah.
Oh man,
Dan Skipper.
But I'm gonna keep us moving. We have the Los Angeles Rams at the New York Jets. Jets had a crazy game against the Jacksonville Jaguars last week. We kind of I expected them to win. I forgot what you guys ended up going with, but man, I expected those Jets to win, and it looked a little bit doubtful there for a moment. And then Devontae Adams turned it up in the second half. I mean, absolutely going off. He had like almost 200 yards, 2 touchdowns. Just it was pretty much his ball game and no one else's. But this Rams team is still fighting for a top spot in that division with Joey's teams helping him out. With the Seahawks losing last week, the Rams still got a crack at it. So let's see. I'm gonna go with the Rams here, but I wouldn't be surprised if the Jets play spoiler. Still going with the Rams though.
Oof. I'm going to take the Rams. I think they're getting healthy and hot at the right time. I think they got a lot of young guys on that defensive line that are actually going to turn out to be really good ball players. And the Jets stink. The Rams, if they need this, I think to keep on leading this division, right? So
No, they're not. Well, I don't really know who's leading.
I'm
after,
pretty sure
because the Seahawks dropped that game, so
Yeah.
I think it's like a tie. But
Yeah, it's a tie right now.
The Rams have a tiebreaker, I think. I don't know.
So, yeah, I'm interested to see what happens, but, yeah, I'm not going to really pay too much attention to that Jets win last week because the Jags are just a really, really bad team. So, I'm going to go ahead and take the Rams.
I'm going to have to go with the Rams, too. I watched the entire Aaron Rodgers documentary today, and it just made me kind of sad. In a way, just how things went down, and I don't know, man. It's a tough go out by this team. Aaron and Devontae went off last week. It was fun to see, but overall, I'm just kind of upset the way that this whole thing went down, and I want Aaron Rodgers to just retire and be out of the league already.
Did you see what he said about Devontae, like, afterwards?
No.
Well, they were, like, interviewing him on the field. He's just like, yeah, man, it's just such a blessing to have this guy back. And, he's such a good football player, and we're so close. I always know where he's going to be, and I just got to throw the ball, and he's going to catch it because he's just a fantastic player. And then, like, meanwhile, like, Garrett Wilson's throwing, like, a temper tantrum on the sideline, like, every single game because you're not throwing him the ball. You're not calling him plays, and, like, I don't know. I think it's a bad look. I think Garrett Wilson is obviously the future of that franchise. He's a great player, but he's probably not loving it right now.
No, like after watching the doc, bro, you could really just tell that
it's weird almost.
he never wanted to. He doesn't want to play football anymore. Like it's very obvious.
Rodgers?
Yeah, he doesn't want to do it anymore. Like.
Then why is he?
I don't know. Like it's weird. Like I don't know what's going on there. Like I feel like he's doing it because he doesn't like the way that it ended. So he's trying to like rewrite his ending, and it's going out sad. And it's honestly just like you need to just go lay down, bro. Like I don't know what's going on, but go back in the dark, go smoke a bowl, like go light a fucking match. I don't know what you need to do. Go beat a rock, go light a rock on fire. I don't know, dude. Like just go do you, man, and just like stop ruining what we did because the whole documentary is just painted in like a bad light, and he's just gonna be ended up like. What's this dude gonna do? Like, his fucking Hall of Fame ceremony and fucking flip flops and a puka shell like necklace. Like, this is gonna be terrible. Like, it's just such a bad like downfall. I just want him to just go away and just not be in like the media light anymore. And I think that he wants it overall too. Like, just
I don't know.
not be
Bill
about
Walton made it work.
Maybe, but he ain't no Bill Walton, bro.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on.
Yeah,
here,
those
man.
are two different
I can smell
wavelengths.
colors. I can see sounds.
Yeah, I don't see Aaron Rodgers
R.I.P.
commentating with like a
Bill
tie-dye shirt on. Yeah, R.I.P. Bill Walton. But like to add on to that, like you saw Garrett Wilson throwing that tantrum, and then they pan over to like Aaron Rodgers, and he's like.
He's not
Sad.
even there.
Just freaking like
It's sad, bro.
blinking out.
Yeah.
But I'll keep us moving on to this next game. We have another New York team, the New York Giants at the Atlanta Falcons. Michael Penix.
Big
Michael
news.
Penix.
Michael Penix era in Atlanta is beginning. He's been announced the starter this week. Kirk Cousins threw his first touchdown since week 9 this past week.
Yikes.
That's insane. Like,
Insane.
for how this Atlanta Falcons team has started off to where they're at now, it sucks because you had so much like optimism for Kirk, getting out of Minnesota, especially after coming off that injury. He had success in Minnesota. He had some early success here in Atlanta, and it's really tailed off, and it's been really bad. I think the lack of production that they're getting out of Bijan Robinson, not necessarily that he's not doing well, it's just like they're not making him the focal point of the offense, which I think they should. He should be like their bell cow, and then make the passing game complementary.
He should be used like how we use Josh Jacobs.
Pretty much.
They should be a run first team.
Yeah, run the ball. Make the rest of the offense work off of that.
Yeah,
but
enough with the trick plays, Bert. Run the damn ball.
Run the dang ball.
Pretty much. Give me the Atlanta Falcons, though. They're wearing their throwbacks. They're facing a low New York team. So, give me the Dirty Birds over there.
Yep, give me Michael Penix as well. I'm going to agree with you here. I think that the Atlanta Falcons are in the heat of the playoff race, and the New York Giants are in the heat of the number one pick race. So they're trying to lose as fast as the Falcons are trying to win. So if my math is correct, give me the Falcons here. Makes perfect sense.
Yeah, we were talking about this at work today, about the Falcons not going to Penix, and I'm like, you're crazy. I would have gone to him 2 weeks ago. I think the Giants are trash. They're obviously not trying to win. You could tell. I'm taking the Falcons. They're trying to win the division. Penix is probably going to get a win in his first start, so that's going to be pretty cool. Hopefully he's decent, and hopefully he, revitalizes his offense.
Fresh, bro. Fresh legs.
Yeah, I am kind of interested to see what Kirk says at, the next press conference, because he's going to say something,
super
very nice and motivational, and it's also, I think, going to be kind of sad, because I think he's going to be after that injury, I don't got it, bro.
I don't think that's the case.
I think he might, bro.
He's looked pretty decent out there.
He might be honestly, I'm gonna give the city of Atlanta the $30 million back. I might be done after this.
I'll just take it all in Cole's cash. Take
it all in Cole's cash. I don't know, man, but I'm interested to see how that goes. But with that being said, I'll keep us pushing to another really, really good game on this card, because I feel what was it, last week we had a lot of bad games.
Yeah, the 1 o'clock one was slim.
So this week, fire. We got the Philadelphia Eagles going to Washington to take on the Commanders. I'm going to rock with the Commanders. They're really, really fighting to get into the playoffs, and I've been high on them all year, and I've been saying it all season. I want them to make the playoffs because I think it would be interesting. They might make some noise. The Eagles have been really good. They don't necessarily need to keep winning, but they could keep winning and potentially maybe lock up the number one seed, get a bye. So it's going to be a good game. Both teams are going to be trying to win. I don't know. I haven't seen a lot from Jalen Hurts as of late. I didn't really watch the Eagles game last week, but I need to see a little more heading into the playoffs from him for me to really get excited about this team.
Philly's winning this game, no question. The fact that they can put up points dude, I think that they should be the number one seed in the NFC. I think that the Lions might even lose to the Vikings in the last week of the year and cough it up, and we're going to have some... Philadelphia's going to get the first round bye. They are so clearly the best team in the NFC, in my opinion, and they will be moving forward. I think that the Lions, like I said last week, I don't think I've seen them play from behind, and when they did against the Buffalo Bills, they could not come back, and that was exactly the case. And I think that the Philadelphia Eagles have been more battle-tested than them. They've played harder teams than them, and I feel like they have a better offense moving forward than the Lions, and defensively. But that's besides the point. This game. The Lions or the Eagles kicked the crap out of the Commanders last time they played. Saquon Barkley had his best game as a pro. I think they replicated it again moving forward, and Washington might bounce out of this playoff seeding. I don't know. This is a big game for Washington more than it is Philly, but Philly's going to need this one for that number one seed, and I think they will get it.
That's an interesting point you make there. It's tough because, after seeing what happened last time these two teams played, Washington lost in Philly, and it was one of the first times in a while that Washington had really been stunned because they kind of had a slow start to the season, then they started going on a hot streak, and then that's when they kind of cooled down after losing to Philly. So
True.
Now, on the inverse, now they're playing in Washington. I think this is a big-time matchup for Washington, but, Joey made all the right points. Philly has a high potential to be the number one seed. If they can keep it rolling, they have The Commanders this week, Cowboys next week, Giants
favorable.
next week. I mean, I don't see them really losing another game. So they could be 15-2 at the end of the year.
It's a one-game separation between them and the Lions.
Yeah,
and
right now it's a 3-way tie between those three teams: the Lions, Eagles, and Vikings at 12-2. So and the Eagles 2 losses to the Buccaneers. That was like their worst one, and then the close game to the Falcons. So realistically, you're looking at probably a 13-1 team, just like the Kansas City Chiefs. So let's talk about them in the same light.
Well, what if they tie? What happens?
That's tough. Like
Yeah.
we'd
What
have
if
to
the
bring in like the
Lions
analytics
and
for that.
the Eagles tie? What does it go to?
They'll do some
Well,
tiebreakers,
it like-
strength of schedule, or
Points for
No, I
points
think
against.
that
No.
if it stays the way that it is right now, the Lions are the number 1 seed because of I think that the last time that they played each other head to head, the Lions won or something.
Well, no, it's I think what it does is
Haven't
they
played
do
this year.
they do like strength of schedule. So like the Lions were the number 1 seed, the division winner last year. Eagles were the division winner last year, and then they compare their strengths of schedules. The Eagles played the NFC South, so that might NFC South, so that might factor into like how they went. But they also played the AFC North, so let's see how those things work out. I'm gonna go with the Eagles. They pretty much proved everything that I needed to figure out with them last week against the Steelers. I mean, Steelers have a tremendous defense, and the Eagles handled them very finely. Yes, they did not have George Pickens, but it still doesn't make a difference. Their defense came up clutch, their offense came up clutch, and that's what you needed, those big-time moments. And, I think the Philly has a strong case for number 1 seed. Let's see. I think things will be shaped up pretty well when it comes to Week 18. I think we'll have a pretty much more clear distinction. But let's keep moving. We have the Tennessee Titans at the Indianapolis Colts. Snooze fest here. Both teams under 500. But the Colts still kind of control their own destiny. They are the lead runner in the hunt for the AFC. But a loss last week to the Denver Broncos definitely hurt them a lot. Jonathan Taylor, you have to hold on to the ball crossing the goal line, buddy. I mean,
Corley'd that shit.
Dude, how that cost them the game. That straight up cost them the game. So I do think the Colts win here. I think the Titans are not so well. Mason Rudolph may be starting for the Colts. I mean the Titans. So I think it brings a different, a more steadfast type of passing attack from the quarterback there. Because I think Will Levis is just loosey-goosey with the ball and just anywhere and everywhere.
I don't
the ball's
get
going.
that.
Being a fan
I
of
don't
any of
get
these
that,
fucking
bro.
teams, Jesus
Like,
Christ.
why? Why bench Will Levis? Like, honestly,
Because he's been stinking.
yeah, but like,
Let him.
let him,
fuck.
and like Mason
Deserves it.
Rudolph's gonna be any better, and Anthony Richardson's not much better either.
Trash, bro.
We're talking about the Titans and Colts here. I'm gonna take the Colts, I guess. It would be more fun if the Titans lost, though, for what I laid out earlier to try to get a better team in the actual playoffs, in like the Bengals, or
Bengals,
something
right?
like
Yeah.
that. No offense, Colts fans, but your team kind of stinks.
Not a
I
fun watch,
don't want to
bro.
see Anthony Richardson go on the road somewhere in a playoff game and put up 12 points.
Yeah,
like, I'm
trash.
good, but I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree, Chris. I'm going to go with the Colts here as well. I don't believe in the Titans. Jonathan Taylor really disappointed me this past week. Both teams sink. We should never be able to watch this game again. It should be deleted from ever having to happen. And they should show this to people before they waterboard them and torture them. I'll take us to the next game, though. We got the first game of the 4 o'clock window. Minnesota traveling to Seattle. And the 12s did not show up last week in Seattle whatsoever. Green Bay completely infiltrated Seattle, which is crazy because they are known for having a great environment, 12th man. And Minnesota travels pretty well, too. So I think that they might have a replicated kind of home crowd in the way that it might be a lot of Skull Vikings fans there in attendance to watch their 12-2 Vikings probably win this game against Seattle. I don't think Geno Smith is going to play. He did get hurt against Green Bay. It didn't look good. Sam Howell looks like shit. And the 12-2 Vikings have clinched the playoffs already. I think they keep it rolling all the way until their last game of the season against the Lions, where they might even win the division number 1 seed. I'm not sure what will play out at that point, but I think the Vikings keep it rolling here.
I'm gonna take Minnesota too. Like you said, Geno Smith got hurt. Even if he was playing, I think I might just take Minnesota because they've just been good. But yeah, with Sam Howell at quarterback, there's no way I think Minnesota doesn't go in there and get a win, which kind of stinks for Seattle fans because you guys are gonna probably fall out of the playoffs if you lose out this rest of the season. But it's great for Vikings fans because if you keep winning, you might win that division. You might honestly, they could even mess around and win the number 1 seed too. So, very, very big game for both teams to try to seal their fate for the rest of the season.
No, I gotta agree with you guys. Give me the Minnesota Vikings. No, Geno Smith is very concerning for this matchup. I don't know how I feel about Sam Howell. I want to give him this game, like a full week of prep, and see how he goes. It will be interesting if he does stun this Minnesota Vikings team, but this looks like one of those teams that like somehow, some way, they'll get it done. I understand, they have some games here and there that like look a little bit fraudulent, or they just face like a way too inferior opponent, but they've been proving most people wrong all season long, and they're going to keep on doing it. Give me the Minnesota Vikings. But I'm going to throw it back to you, Chris. What do we got next here?
Got the Jacksonville Jaguars going to Las Vegas Raiders. This game is so bad, bro.
We're talking about the torture
bad.
game.
Yeah,
Holy
this
shit.
is even worse.
Playing both at the
almost.
same time on the YouTube TV.
I don't even know who's playing quarterback for either team
Mac
here. In this one is it
Jones.
Mac Jones against AOC? I guess. Is it?
Mac the Rizzler
Is it?
Jones.
Oh, that shit was
Yeah,
bad.
that was awful.
looked
I saw
very cringe.
who said it. Big Cat was like, he's got to be like the worst, cockiest player of all time.
Yeah.
He stinks. This game stinks. I'm taking the home team. Give me the Raiders, I guess. I don't think either team wants to win. I think they're both trying to lose so they could get the better pick in the draft. So we'll see how this one pans out. But
I think that
this one's awful.
I think my same logic for the Falcons game works for this.
What's that, bud?
Well, I guess not really, but the Raiders are trying to tank here, and I guess the Jacksonville Jaguars are like kind of just trying to prevent themselves from looking terrible at the end of the season, I guess. Maybe they're setting themselves up for Travis Hunter. Maybe they're just trying to make the fan base. I don't know. There's a lot of high hopes for Jacksonville before the season. They shouldn't be 3-11 right now. I think that the Raiders fans knew that they were going to suck before the season, and that they were probably going to be in the running for the number 1 pick to begin with. So I think they take an L here. I'm going with the Jags.
Both coaches
They
gone?
almost pulled it out against the Jets, so we'll see.
Both coaches are gone, yeah?
Yeah, guaranteed at the end of the season.
Oh,
sure.
yeah. I think both coaches don't come back.
Not at all.
It's tough for Doug. Lots of injuries, and then just everything went bad to worse. Antonio Pierce, not that this was expected, but I think the whole Aaron Devontae Adams situation was very like, all right, like you couldn't put a handle on that. So that was tough for them. Give me the Jacksonville Jaguars. They look like a more competent team, especially with Desmond Ridder at QB for the Raiders. I have way less faith than AOC or Gardner Minshew. So, yeah, I have a little bit more faith in Mac Jones at quarterback. Never thought I would be saying that, but I do. But don't be doing that cringe shit again. I don't want to see him be doing
It's 5 dooms.
Doom!
Doom!
Oh, man. All right, let's keep it moving. Joey, what do we have for this next 425 game?
Boy, man, you're really doing this to me. All
Yeah.
right. New England Patriots traveling to Buffalo, fresh off that Lions W, or that W against the Lions. Hello, Buffalo. That was super fucking gay.
Hello, Buffalo.
But yeah, I'm going to go with the Bills here. Easy game. Patriots suck. Easy pick.
I'm going to agree. This is a no-brainer. Bills are a powerhouse. Pats are really bad, so give me the Bills. Easy game here.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Bills as well. It would be interesting to see how Drake May performs against the Bills for the first time in his career. But aside from that, this Bills team showed us everything I think we need to know about them, is how legit Josh Allen is and how they were able to handle a premier team like the Detroit Lions. Or is it more so saying Detroit's a bit of a fraud? Who knows?
Me.
Oh, man. But, yeah, give me those Buffalo Bills, and I'll keep it in the AFC East with the home team here. The Miami Dolphins are hosting the San Francisco 49ers. Both teams come into this matchup at 6-8. San Fran has a little bit more of a realistic chance at making the playoffs, at least within winning the division. Dolphins have a long road ahead of them, and I think it's that Q all black here. pretty much buried the Dolphins on Sunday. It was a very sad day for me. But I still have faith in my boys for some reason. I'm going with the Miami Dolphins. This San Fran team, dysfunctional, injured. I've never seen this San Fran team with Kyle Shanahan at the helm this bad. So that says a lot, but it also says like my uncertainty in whether or not the Dolphins will get a win here because, I mean, they're pretty much on the same page. But last time we played San Fran, started off hot, got a big touchdown on the first freaking play of the game, and then it was all downhill after that. So hopefully it's not the same thing. Hopefully it's at least a little bit more competitive. And hopefully Tua doesn't throw 3 picks this time.
Jeez.
This game's kind of weird because you don't know, like, for both sides which team's going to show up from San Fran and from Miami. Hopefully Miami's back at home and where they play their best football. So I'm going to take Miami. And it'll be interesting if they win because they'll stay alive for the playoff hopes and maybe sneak in. Who knows? Like you said, maybe they're dead in the water, but no pun intended, Dolphins. But, yeah, I'm going to take them. Hopefully they get a win and get closer back to 500. They've been a little up and down, disappointing this year, but I'd rather see them keep on winning than San Fran, so give me the Dolphins.
Yeah, I'd definitely rather see Miami win than San Fran. Give me the Dolphins. Devondre Campbell, man, very disappointed in you, dude.
Yeah.
That was a fucked up thing to do.
Yep.
It's your boy.
Yeah, it's my boy. One of the first pro athletes I ever interviewed. Good guy. From my hometown. Really shitty thing to do. You had a great season with the Packers and then kind of fell off a cliff, man. And you've just been nothing but a terrible teammate in the NFL. And I really think you're blacklisted and nobody wants to play with you ever again. And to be honest, I don't think you ever deserve to play in the NFL again. I think that the NFL, everybody should want to play in the NFL. You wake up every day with the opportunity that you get to pray to be there. And you have teammates that have gotten shot in the chest that have came back and you're just really going to just quit on the team. I think that's a bullshit maneuver. And I really think that any person who would sign you to their team after this is fucked up. And I think that just really shows a sense of character to that team and their organization. So yeah, fuck the 49ers, and I'm glad that you were there for their downfall. But I'll keep it pushing into the next game. I got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers traveling to Dallas. Both 6-8 Cowboys, 8-6 Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Buccaneers need a W here. I like Baker Mayfield a lot. I'm rocking with the Buccaneers.
I'm going to also take the Bucs here. Dude, Mike Evans looks awesome. He's still out there killing it in year, 11 or 12 now? First ballot Hall of Fame. I'm taking the Bucs. As long as Baker's just slinging that thing down the field and giving him 50-50 ball after 50-50 ball, some of them are going to get picked, but more than likely, like 80-90% of them, Mike Evans is going to catch and score a touchdown. And this Dallas team's been really bad. Cooper Rush is Cooper Rush. So give me Tampa, and they're going to probably win this and win that division.
Yeah, give me the Tampa Bay Buccaneers as well. They've been trending way upwards, and Mike Evans' return has been big for this passing attack. And he showed last week exactly why he is still Mike Evans, and people want to be like Mike. He's about like 280 yards away from 1,000, so I think if he gets this, he'll either have the most or tie for the most consecutive seasons with 1,000 yards. I think even to start off his career. So that will be a big feat for him. I think it can get done. There's 3 games left. If you can average about almost 90 yards a game, you can probably get it. So let's see if Mike can do it. Has it in him to do it. This Dallas defense without Trayvon Diggs might be without him. So let's see how that goes. But nothing but good words to say about the Bucs right now. But Dallas is not dead in the playoff hunt. They're still mathematically alive. They need a lot of things to go their way. And they need a win out pretty much. But I think this loss here will eliminate them from playoff contention. Sorry, Dallas, but I think you guys are going to Cancun a bit earlier than most years and seasons past. But I'm going to toss it back to Joey for the Monday night big-time game for the Cheeseheads over there.
Yeah, man. Monday Night Football. Green Bay Packers hosted the New Orleans Saints in the frozen tundra, December 23rd. Frick, man. I hope this is a snowball game. Give me the Packers here. We looked killer against the Seahawks last week. I like us a lot moving forward. Stay healthy. Keep things moving. And let's get another W and secure this playoff berth. Not much else to say. The boys know what to do at this point. Once you get in that tournament, you can make a lot of things happen, and I like our chances And I love the way that Jordan Love's playing during Toyota-thon, man. Don't ever come at me with your happy Honda days when you know damn well I celebrate Toyota-thon. Let's fucking go, Packers.
In other news, Honda and Nissan are speaking about merging. So, what would it be? Happy Honda and Nissan days? What do we do there?
It's Toyota-thon is always on. We got to have that shit extend until February in case we make it to the fucking Super Bowl.
Oh gosh, will the Super Bowl MVP win a Tundra or something?
Well,
that'll be pretty funny.
The Toyota Tundra? Oh my god, that would be sick.
Make it the frozen Tundra for whoever the Super Bowl MVP, if it's a Packer.
I don't know what car company is sponsoring it. Usually it's like Chevy or something like that. They give them like a I don't even know.
Yeah.
They give them like a nice sports car or something like that. But that'd be cool. Toyota-thon's on. That's all I gotta say.
Man, give me the Green Bay Packers. Last couple of weeks they've showed everything you need to know about this team. Jordan Love has an array of receivers to throw to. Josh Jacobs can ground and pound the football. He can receive it well. Has he received a touchdown?
One.
Yeah.
One? Okay, he finally did it. Let's go.
One.
Like week 3 or something.
It was the game against the Texans, week 7. It was much needed. In the all whites. We're undefeated in the exciting white uniforms, by the way. It's a direct tweet from the Packers. Love the social team this year.
Well, speaking of your uniforms, you guys are wearing your alternates. You're all green with the no logos on the side for
real?
Yeah.
With the yellow numbers? Are we?
Yep.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
This is the first I'm hearing about this. Okay, maybe we'll finally win in them. We lost to the Lions this year in them, so fuck it.
So is that bad neuse hearing that? Like,
I mean, maybe, but I mean, we won in them last year against the Chargers. We won prior to. I mean, we've lost once or twice in them of all time. Okay. I love those uniforms. I went to the debut game when they came out. I fucking love them. Yeah, they're great.
Yeah, I think the Packers handle the Saints pretty mightily here. No Derek Carr. Obviously, Olave has been pretty much out for the whole year. So, the Saints are down and out. Packers on the way up. And, give me that cheesehead. Give me those Green Bay Packers.
Yeah, I guess give me the Packers. They're 2 touchdown favorites here. The Saints have Desmond Ritter, Spencer Rattler. It's Rattler, right?
Yeah, Spencer Rattler.
Quarterback. Yeah, he's not great. So, I don't know. I guess give me Green Bay here. Hopefully they get a win for you, Joey.
Heck yeah, man. For Christmas.
So, I mean, you guys aren't necessarily done for the division, though.
No, I mean, no, we're not done. I mean,
you guys need them to lose out, and you guys need to win.
It's going to take a lot. If we won that Lions game on Thursday night, there would be a lot of different conversations right now, and I feel like we kind of already swallowed that pill, and we're just trying to get into the playoffs.
Yeah, I think once you guys get into the dance,
like I said, once we get into that tournament, we can make anything happen, but you got to get in there.
Yep. Just got to get in.
All right, well, that recaps all of Week 16's picks. Thank you guys so much for watching. Little closing messages in terms of our teams moving forward. Dolphins, I mean, pretty much playoff hopes are dead. They're not necessarily like in the ground yet, but they're on life support right now. Let's see how things play out. But obviously, I want them to win. I want them to find a way in there. But it's looking very, very grim right now, so that's unfortunate. How you feeling, Chris?
We're eliminated, so I guess hopefully we get a good draft pick. I don't know. It'd be nice to see us win some games and play well, but it's been 10 weeks of this torture.
Maybe the Packers lock up the playoffs and you guys beat the Packers week 18 and finally get that monkey off your back before the end of the season. If we clinch the playoffs and you guys beat us, congrats, go for it. But if we need that win, go fuck yourself.
Yeah, I hope you guys lose out and miss the playoffs.
We just need one more win.
I hope,
come on.
I hope Rattler has the game of his life.
Dude, honestly, I've been talking shit about him
his
entire career. He might,
I hope he has the game of his life. He's going to come out all decked out in long sleeves, all sorts of gear, and he's going to just throw for 350 on you in the snow.
I don't think that's going to be the case.
Can't wait.
To add on to it, we spoke about how the Vikings and the Lions might be playing for the division at the end of the season. So might the Rams and the Seahawks. They have their final matchup.
Yeah.
So
don't forget about the Cardinals either.
Yeah,
that's big.
So those are the 2 games we're eyeing right now to see who are the final Sunday night football game of Week 18. Speaking of some flexes, Dolphins got flexed out next week against the Cleveland Browns. Their Sunday night matchup got flexed out.
They put in Falcons, Commanders, right?
Yeah.
Or something. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't blame them.
It's like
Way
a
more
playoff
interesting
matchup.
Yeah,
Or
yeah.
like 2 playoff
Yeah,
teams.
yeah.
But,
Yeah.
Yeah, it happens. It is what it is. Whatever. But yeah, that pretty much wraps up Week 16 NFL Game Picks. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll catch you next week. Peace.